Rembrandt van Rijn, the painter of light and dark. A noble woman in the Netherlands boasted her newly presented necklace to her friends. "My husband has just been to Italy. He must have been busy, but he bought this necklace for me." The friends did not like her attitude, but they chimed in. They were quite envious of it anyway. "Oh, I have never seen such a pretty necklace." "Yes, it must be very expensive." The noble lady got pompous at her friend's compliments. Then one friend chimed in even more. "Why don't you celebrate with having your portrait drawn?" Then the noble lady's eyes widened. "A portrait? My, why did I not think of it yet?" It was the time before a camera was invented, when people wanted to celebrate a day or leave the visage of themselves behind. They got their pictures drawn, like people today take pictures to do so. Looking around her friends, the noble lady asked, in an elated voice, "Do you know which painter is the best at portraits? I'm going to get it done with a precious necklace, so I can't have just anyone for it." Then the friends recommended in unison, "I've heard Rembrandt is the best skilled." "I've heard so as well. Rembrandt is the best, they say." The lady had nothing to wait for. She went to visit Rembrandt early the next day. "You are supposed to be good at portraits. I will pay generously, so paint me one quickly." Rembrandt was not pleased with how she talked. He stopped his working hand and answered indifferently, "Can't you see I am working right now? Even if you hasten me, you have to wait at least 3 months to start yours." At that, the lady got much kinder than before. "You must be really good, as they say. Well, I will visit 3 months later, so you must draw me then." How good at portraits was Rembrandt that he was this busy? Rembrandt gained a lot of money from drawing portraits for rich people and aristocrats. He got the fame as well. He had a special rule when painting a portrait. Once Rembrandt told his wife the secret. "Darling, do you know why my portraits are so popular? I always draw them a little younger and more good-looking than they actually are." It was not the only secret of his. "When I am drawing a group, I make sure that everyone's face stands out. That's the most important thing. People like to see their own faces." In other words, the secret of Rembrandt was that making sure the customers are pleased with the portrait. He did not care about stable composition or realistic depiction. People are usually happy when they are in the focus and look good. Then one day, Rembrandt, who was drawing a portrait in the early morning as usual, suddenly stopped his brush. Then he fell into deep thought and stared outside the window. "Ah, what am I doing right now? This is not an artist that I wanted to become." Rembrandt felt pathetic of himself because he was now only drawing for money. He lived in a big house eating rich food, but he felt empty. Since that day, Rembrandt has become an entirely different person. Most of all, he decided to keep his dignity as an artist. And art must express the innate joy and sorrow, happiness and despair, glee and gloom in humans. Then he decided to depict the honest impression he received whenever he was to paint from then on. and he put his decision into action. One day, the captain of a civic militia company who knew about the artistry of Rembrandt came to ask for a portrait of his members. "We have 16 musketeers in our company. We want it in our office. So, can you do a group portrait?" "Sure. You are the ones doing the hard work for the safety of our region. I am glad to paint one for you." Rembrandt visited the militia company and sketched the members, and he started to draw, stuck in his studio. The group portrait did not finish quickly. After a year, the militia company received the message that the portrait is done at last. The members were excited with anticipation. "He took such a long time, so it must be a really good piece. It's Rembrandt we're talking about. Let us just go and see for ourselves." Then the musketeers were dumbfounded when they saw the portrait. It was because the portrait was very different from what they had expected. "Oh no, what kind of portrait is this?" The portrait that was later titled The Night Watch had an extraordinary formation. At the time, it was commonplace that the figures in the portraits stood in a row, looking forward. It was because then you could see everyone's faces clearly. But Rembrandt painted everyone in different poses. If you took a glance at it, it would look like it's a mishmash of figures. Why is face cut in half? "Yours is better than mine. I am stuck at a corner." The complaints continued. "Why, there's a girl in the picture. All of us are dark, but only this kid is bright." It was his design that by using light and shade, the subject matter was more focused, and the formation was more harmonious, and the girl had a chicken on her belt, which was the symbol of the militia company. So Rembrandt painted her brighter to draw more attention to it. Even though the militia did not realize the worth of the picture. After that, people stopped commissioning Rembrandt for portraits. It was because of the bad report by the militia company in which said that his drawing is horrible and that Rembrandt dishonors the commissioners. After all the praises, he must have gotten too proud. There are other painters who can draw portraits other than him. Rembrandt was heartbroken when he heard that. Even worse, his wife passed away. He became lonely and poor, but he never let go of the dignity he held in art.